UFC 317. This is the full card predictions with your host, Nick Hollins. Punches and profits. Let's get into it. I'm out for 5 weeks, out bush, with no phone. So I'm going to be pumping a lot of predictions out in the next in the next moments. But anyway, let's get into it. This is UFC 317, full card predictions. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira for the lightweight belt. Charles is in trouble. Anyway, moving on. Let's get into it. First fight on the night, we have Nico Price versus Jacoby Smith. Jacoby Smith, he's 10-0. He's taking on an old veteran, Nico Price. I feel like Nico Price is his days are up, man. I feel like his chin's been like just cracked already. You know what I mean? Jacoby Smith, I feel he's got that power. He can put Nico Price away. Give me a Jacoby Smith first or second round KO. Moving on up the card, we have a Janata Deniz versus Alvin Hines. A Janata Deniz was supposed to fight a Justin Tuffer. Justin Tuffer pulled out. So now enter Alvin Hines. Alvin Hines is 7-0. He's taking on a prospect in Janata Deniz. Deniz, he's very like stock standard, but he's good. He's got like crisp, straight punches down the middle. He's very like he's all right. He's all right. He's not bad. I feel like he can get this done against an Alvin Hines, but it's a slightly different fight to a Justin Tuffer. Justin Tuffer is a little bit more, I think, a little bit more like in a sense, just different styles. But nevertheless, I've got a Janata Deniz. I got a Janata Deniz on decision. Moving on up the card, we have a Cedric Dumas versus a Jackson McVeigh. Jackson McVeigh, not really too sure. I've never really he's 7-0. He fights out of Missouri, United States. I'm not really too familiar with this bloke too much. He's coming out of LFA. Okay. His records it seems okay. I mean, it seems okay. It seems like kind of padded as well at the same time. But on the other hand, you've got a rangy, long guy in Cedric Dumas, and he's got some UFC experience. Don't get it twisted, Even though he got first round KO'd by Mikhail Olajaychek, Nasultan Rizboyev took him out in the first round as well. I don't know about this fight, man. And this fight's on the UFC 317. It's whatever, man. Like, a Cedric Dumas on points. There we go. How's that for predictions? Because, honestly, it's whatever. Like, it doesn't get me going. I don't even know. A Jackson McVeigh? What the fuck, bro? Like, he's probably just going to lose on a decision. Anyway, moving on up the card. We have a Terrence McKinney versus Borshev. Santa Claus. Borshev taking on a McKinney. McKinney's very fast. He's very fast starter. Starts out the gate straight out, boom, in your face. Kind of putting on the pressure. I always just kind of remember his Matt Frivola performance, how he just went out there in and just that crisp, just in like that 1-2 in and out, bang bang. Thanks for coming. 1-2 down the middle, put fucking Frivola, just sat him down. But again, there's always some sort of thing that comes with that. If you're a fast starter in the first round, you're going to end up seeing the opposite end to that. And, you're going to end up starting to taper off, and it all comes with different techniques. I mean, Marab's technique is he can kind of put a pace on you where it's just too hectic for you to keep up with, yet it's just above you, and he can actually coast that. He can actually get it. It's amazing. It's amazing how some people can actually do that with their cardio. Nevertheless, Borshev, I feel like a Terrence McKinney can actually showcase a little bit of cardio here. I reckon we could walk away from this fight going, wow, Terence McKinney actually did pretty well here, on a decision fight. You know what I mean? Keeping it on the feet, and peppering a Borshov around the outside. Give me a Terence McKinney by decision. Moving on up the card, we have a Vivian Araujo. Oh, by the way, a Borshov, I feel like a Terence McKinney might try to avoid getting, I feel like maybe he's going to come into this wanting to keep it on the feet. So I believe a Terence McKinney probably might not put a Borshov away, but I feel like he can strike himself to a decision. I reckon he can showcase that ability to. But I don't think he has recently, or kind of, have that ability to strike to a decision. But I reckon he does. I reckon Terence McKinney does. Anyway, Terence McKinney on decision against a Borshov. Moving on up the card, we have a Vivian Araujo taking on a Tracy Cortez. A Tracy Cortez actually lost an eyelash in one of her last previous fights. It was funny. They actually zoomed in on 4K or whatever the fuck they do with the fucking camera. You know what I mean? I'll know all the terms and shit. I'll get good at technology. Trust me. You watch. I'll come back. I'm getting the setup and everything. Anyway, mic everything. But this 4K camera or whatever, filming Tracy Cortez's one of the last fights, zoomed in, the eyelash fucking bouncing off. It's pretty funny when she got fucking smacked in the lips. Anyway, I feel like a Tracy Cortez can win this. Get revenge for the eyelash that was the long lost eyelash that got fucking slapped off her face, off her eyelid. Vivian Araujo, she's pretty stock standard, and she's 38 years old. Tracy Cortez, she's younger, 31 or something. So give me a Tracy Cortez, and give me a Tracy Cortez on decision. You know what? Tracy Cortez could actually put this girl away, but I don't think so. I think just women's sports and stuff in general, I think is still growing at a rapid rate that we can't see. So I feel like they're not women's fighters these days. In the next 10 years, you'll probably end up seeing women's fighters be a lot more aggressive and there'll be more finishes. But at this point in time in 2025, Tracy Cortez on decision against a Vivian Araujo. Moving on up the card, we have a Haider Amil, the guy with the chin that looks like he looks like he looks like what's his name? Giga Chad American. I've lost the name anyway. Haider Amil, big chin, looks like some other guy. Can't remember, that has just been beaten up. He's got a chin, can't get hit. No, he just gets hit, but he got put away by Manuel Torres his last fight. Anyway, and Manuel Torres was an underdog. Why was he an underdog? He was taking on a guy that literally, his technique is to take shots to the chin and move forward and give big, massive power shots back. Kind of looks like that guy, Haider Amil, taking on a Jose Delgado. Jose Delgado, he's actually not a bad dude, and he's quite a bit of a beast. We have a potential fight of the night here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good fight. This is a good fight. I've got Haider Amil on decision. Moving on up the card, we have Jack Hermansson taking on a Gregory Rodriguez, Robocop. Gregory Rodriguez, he's very his style. But by the way, that fight before, Haider Amil taking on Jose Delgado, I feel like Haider Amil's just got that extra bit of oomph about his just ability to just in general, his striking, his ability to just keep the pace going. I think Jose Delgado will just be behind him, but that's a fantastic fight. Haider Amil on decision. Moving on up the card, we have Jack Hermansson taking on a Gregory Rodriguez. I honestly feel like a Jack Hermansson can get a submission here against a Gregory Rodriguez. He's not going to want to strike with a Gregory Rodriguez. Gregory Rodriguez is stock standard, good technique, hands up, good boxing, uses his knees to slip. He's he's like that guy, stock standard, just good, it's just well-rounded, good. Not a lot of there is holes because he's obviously his lips have been hanging off his chin at one point. You know, Gregory Rodriguez. But I think a Jack Manson's going to want to take this to the ground, and I feel like a Jack Manson could probably showcase his submission ability here. We haven't seen it in a while. Give me a Jack Manson by submission. Third round. Jack Manson third round submission. Moving on up the card, we have another potential fight of the night. We have a Felipe Lima taking on a Peyton Talbot. A Felipe Lima is an absolute fucking weapon. He's that guy. He is a top 5. I'm calling it right now, and he's not even fucking anywhere near a top 15. I mean, he's top 5 in my opinion. He's going places, man. This Felipe Lima is an absolute fucking specimen. He's a beast, and he's definitely in one of my top 5 like guys to look out for. Peyton Talbot, I was like kind of like really taking note of this guy, but he absolutely got wrecked by Ronnie Basalos. Ronnie Basalos. He got his ground game fucking exposed. So I can't put any stock into that yet until you actually see him do something about that. And if you're going up against like the UFC giving him a Felipe Lima, that's actually fucking hilarious. But nevertheless, you've got a Peyton Talbot that's actually just put people away in like literal seconds. So not even in double digits seconds. Like actually no, it was just over 10 seconds. I mean, it was like 11 seconds. But he's ran over people, you know what I mean? So even if they're bums. But you've got a Felipe Lima. That's why they put these together to see what happens, you know. But you've got a Felipe Lima who's just all well-rounded. He kind of reminds me of like Kai France just a little bit, in the sense of just his well-rounded skill. Except I think he has that submission ability. I think he has that really like dangerous submission ability. Because he trains alongside like Hamza and all that. And there's actually a chick that trains out of that gym too. I forget her name, and she's an absolute fucking weapon too. She's a good watch. But I reckon if Felipe Lima can get Payne Talbot out of here, man. I reckon it's either going to be Felipe Lima all day win, but it's either going to be a late stoppage or it's going to be a points. But I feel like if it's a late stoppage, I feel like a Felipe Lima could actually absolutely get a late TKO here. A Felipe Lima could get a late TKO or submission. But I would not be surprised if it's a TKO. Just like literally out peppers. Just Peyton Talbot takes too much just with his like egotistical style. Yeah, because Peyton Talbot does have like this egotistical style, you know. But anyway, a Felipe Lima by late stoppage. Moving on up the card, we have a Beneil Dariush taking on a Renato Moicano. These guys are both grapple specialists. You know what I mean? They're well rounded on the ground. It's going to be very, very beautiful to watch if it hits the ground. But in that case, I don't think it will. I think Renato Moicano is going to keep it on the feet, and I think he's going to just pepper himself to a decision against a Beneil Dariush. Give me Renato Moicano by decision. Moving on up the card, we have another potential fight of the night. That's a Brandon Royval taking on a Joshua Van. Unfortunately, though, Joshua Van, my opinion is he's taking this fight on way too young in his career. He's taking this fight just probably at least 2 years too young. I said this in my last prediction where I think Bruno Silva could expose just that age gap of Joshua Van and Bruno Silva, but nevertheless, Joshua Van ended up fucking proving me absolutely wrong and fucking absolutely vaporizing a Bruno Silva on the feet and KO, like literally fucking beating the shit out of him to the point where he fucking KO'd him. On the other hand, you have a Brandon Royval, and I'm pretty sure he's number one. But and so obviously you've got Pantoja on top as a champ. Brandon Royval, he is just below that. So he's just below. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, well, I'm just looking at the pictures. I'm just looking at the pictures, and I've got a lot of knowledge. But Brandon Royval is the long range striker. He's very crafty in the way he can set up his fucking counters and all that shit. But Joshua Van, he's very like boxing. He's boxing heavy. He's boxing all around, man. I think I love it. I love it. Even though he proved me wrong, man. I love it, man. I knew his style's like this, but I know his age, man. It's gonna end up coming to it because he's only 23. After about 20, probably about 26 is when you start to really come into your own, man. He still has like 3 years to come into his own, you know. He is a top 5, man. He's proper. He's not going anywhere in around the top 5. And this isn't going to be a fraud check, but I feel like a Brandon Royval might end up just beating him to a decision. Just beating a Joshua Van to a decision because Joshua Van just needs that extra couple years just to season. Brandon Royval on decision. Moving on up the card, we have an Alexandre Pantoja taking on a Kai France. This is absolutely the moment Kai France can take the belt and Pantoja can take a loss. It's either, there's 2 worlds here. This is like the Kayla Harrison thing. I got the Kayla Harrison thing in the second world. I was saying the Pena in the first world. The last one. All right, here I see 2 worlds here. I see Alexandra Pantoja snapping up an arm of a Kai France or a neck. Or I can see a Kai France literally just smoking a Alexander Pantoja on the feet in the first maybe 2-3 rounds, or beating him onto a decision. Give me Kai France. I think there's going to be New Zealand, first New Zealand flyweight champion of the UFC. Give me Kai France, and give me 3rd round stoppage. Kai France, 3rd round stoppage. UFC flyweight champion of the world. Moving on up the card, we have the main event. Ilia El Matador Topuria, or El Legend, as he wanted to be called recently, versus a Charles Du Bronx Oliveira. Oh man, Charlie Olives, man, no. Charlie Olives is getting KO'd in the end of the first round. Charles Oliveira is getting KO'd at the end of the first round. Ilia's too good. He's going to find his shots, man. He's going to find his shots. Ilia Topuria is too good. He's too good on the feet. He's too crafty. What do you think a Brazilian does when they go touch gloves? They go full straight in. They go straight in, man. They go head first. They go put on the pressure. And Ilia puts on the pressure. Ilia's a pressure fighter too. And Ilia's crafty as fuck. And Ilia's crispy. And Ilia's sharp with his fucking hands, man. You know what I mean? Charles has got height. Well, then Charles's body's going to get fucking pieced up. Charles's body's going to get pieced up, and then Charles's head's going to get fucking sniped. Give me Ilia Topuria, first round KO. This is UFC 317. Predictions. With your host, Nick Hollins. I'm out. Peace!